Hello, my name is Adam and I am the Vice President of R&D for Erie Corporation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to describe how we started our strategy out in the beginning in our research and development. What we did is we used broad differentiation, and so what we had was a low-tech and high-tech product. The low-tech product is already there. It's called HEAT. And basically our strategy for HEAT is just to keep it centered around this middle of the target area for the low-tech. EGO we introduced into the high-tech. It actually came out 2 rounds after, it came out in round 3. And where we placed it at was at the leading edge of the high-tech segment, so that it could then basically travel through the entire high-tech segment before we then pushed it back to the forefront again.
Hello, my name is Matt Doro, and I am in charge of our marketing department. We've spent many countless hours when we started by going out and seeing what our market or what our customers wanted. We started by going out and seeing if they were aware of our products, if they knew anything about it, and then we gathered information and we put money into our promotion budget and sales budget.
My name is Nakia Robinson. I'm the Vice President of Production. I am in with the people. So at the beginning of our round, the first couple of years, we had to focus a little bit on capacity. We had to make sure that we had the people for the product as soon as we put it out there. So that's what our strategy was, and that's what I'm in charge of doing. Of course, in the beginning, we felt that our people were competent enough that we didn't need to invest just yet in some training and recruiting hours. So we left that out until about the second year. After the second year, boom, we had to have that training in there. We realized that that specialization would save us that much more money. So that's what we did.
I'm Adam Conan. I'm in charge of the finance department. We took out 2 million shares of stock initially to get working capital for our investment. We also opted against issuing more bonds and stocks because we didn't need any more debt for the company.
After our second product came out in round 3 for the high-tech segment, we basically let our products ride. We didn't introduce a third one until later in the process. Until later. Oh, I'll get it. We didn't issue our third product. No, we actually didn't release our third product until later on. And the reason for that was that we did not feel that the investment, that money and time that would be spent putting out a third product was really necessary until later. Once we did, it was in round 6 that our third product came out in the high-tech sector. And at that point, we let EGO just run through into the low-tech segment.
After round 1, we realized our customer awareness. Oh, sorry, let me take off my glasses. Didn't realize they were on. After round 1, we realized our customer awareness was around 66%, which we did not think was good enough for our product to be out there and for our customers to be aware. So we increased our promotion budget by just a little bit amount, just to see what it would do, and then we increased our sales budget to see what that would do. Once we did those, the results came out after our second year in business, and they were great. That's all I have to say about marketing for right now.
By the third year, I'm getting word from the R&D department that they're not wanting to pull out another product. So my whole thing is just focusing on the people. I realized we don't need any capacity, so we're not going to increase capacity at this moment. A couple more people on the floor should do it, so we increased our complement. Instead, that's when we really decided to focus on some training. We put in that training, we put in some TQM, and we put in the hours that we needed to make sure that those people knew exactly what they were doing. So that's my responsibility, is to make sure they did know what they were doing. So we did the full 40 hours, we covered our butts with having those extra crew, and that's how we pushed our way through the market with production.
Alright, during rounds 2 and 6, we didn't do anything. Instead, we decided to build up our money to invest later.
What I tried doing with the research and development after we introduced our third product into the high-tech segment is basically we kept rotating the our low-tech product from the far edge back to the center where the customers wanted it. We did the same thing with Ego once. In round 7, we had Ego situated back toward the center of the high-tech segment. But going into round 8, we just let it run right into the low-tech. While Elk, who was already situated kind of farther toward the middle of the high-tech, we basically just corrected it and got it right where the customers wanted it. And that's all we had to do with the research and development.
For the later years in our business, we decided to, again, increase our promotion budget and sales budget. We received customer awareness of 100%, which was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Our sales budget, though, for a few of the rounds, we didn't put enough money into it, so we stocked out, and it really did hurt our score, hurt our business. So we looked at it in great depth the last 2 years of our business. Our customers are very satisfied, and I'm very satisfied.
Alright, so there was a little bit of a slip-up halfway through. I realized that maybe I should have spent more time in putting in that product in production, 7th year, to try and up how much we're producing. So in efforts to do so, we really ramped it up there. We put in that extra money to make sure that we had enough product all out in that market to cover all those people that wanted that extra demand, especially since Chester, one of our competitors, dropped out one of their products and caused the stockouts across the market board. So once we did that, we did kind of have a little bit of inventory over, a little something around 500, but I wouldn't say that's too bad considering how much money that we actually have made, and making sure that TQM and everything was all set and in place to keep our costs low. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with what we've been given and what we worked out all the way till around year 8. Thanks very much.
Of our rounds, we decided to purchase 1 million shares of stock and began issuing dividends of 50 cents, and then 75 cents, and then $6 in order to raise our stock price. We also attempted to increase our leverage, but failed to do so. So overall, we had fairly decent 8 years. Well, what I learned was the importance of all 4 aspects, and I really didn't know how all of them tied together to form products. So
I learned that in the first few years of business, you need to have your customers become aware of your product. So if we would have put more money into our promotion budget and sales budget, we might have started off on a better foot. But that is what I learned. Thank you.
I learned that people ignore production unless it really comes down to having that product out there. But other than that, I also learned that Goldman Sachs and Bank of America can crash and bomb and still get bonuses, but me can't get that $3 million bonus when we're sitting on a cash cow.
I learned how important it is to have leverage. I learned that it's not always a bad thing to have some debt. That way your creditors know you're good for it. I don't care if it's true or not, just say you learned something.
Can I say I learned how to waste my time?
Yes.
I can.
We're going to have to cut real quick. I got to look a little bit more.
He's like,
I got this one.
Into the high-tech segment. Good job.
All right.